back in this halftime of the CAA matchup between the Hofstra Pride and the Delaware Fightin Blue Hens. I'm Devin Martin. Alongside me is Connor Giblin. Connor, really, it's just been, I guess, not a tale of halves, but really just a tale of like 10 to 15 minutes as the first 15 to 20 minutes, really, the Pride were in control of this game. But as soon as about 7 minutes left to go in the game, the Delaware Fightin Blue Hens just scored 4 straight goals and made this a really close game.
I think the biggest thing that I could say, Devin, is when the Hofstra Pride offense has the ball, they capitalize. Delaware's defense has no answer for the three-headed monster of Lindsey Scott, Lexi Lanahan, and Drew Shapiro. So when Hofstra has the ball, they're doing a solid job there. But then it's a matter of winning those draw controls, I think, is the biggest thing for both of these teams. Because once Delaware started rattling off a couple of draw control wins, then they extended their possessions on offense, and we saw Hofstra a little bit playing on the backs of their heels defensively. Alexis Green had a solid first 20 minutes, and then we kind of saw her fall down to earth, fall back to her typical standards as she had a couple of nice saves, but also allowed a couple of goals as well. So it's a matter of winning those draw controls. I think that's going to be the big key for the second half, but we've seen when Hofstra has the ball offensively, then they can capitalize.
And so far, and speaking of their draw controls, the Delaware Fightin Blue Hens have won 7 draw controls, while the Pride have only won 6. And so even though that discrepancy isn't that big, it's in terms of the momentum swinging favor of the Delaware Fightin Blue Hens and the Pride, where those draw controls, as you say, have really they've really came at a good time for the Fightin Blue Hens, as once they've won about 2 to 3 successive draw controls in a row, they were able to get 4 of those goals with only 7 minutes. With only 7 minutes left to go in the first half, they scored those first goals. And really, Connor, I believe in your pregame keys to the game, you were stating how important it was for the Hofstra Pride's offense to be well balanced and the secondary scores of the Pride to score and have an impact on this game. And I'd say they've really done that very well so far.
I would say that the biggest thing is they haven't needed their secondary scorers yet. Carly Ancona and Morgan Knox each have a couple of goals, but I really haven't seen anything from the Delaware defense that would suggest to me that Lindsey Scott, Drew Shapiro, and Lexi Lanahan are going to have a tough time offensively. So I would say that, if you have those secondary scorers who can step up, if the Delaware defense pinches down on that trio, then they need to step up. But I think the biggest thing for Hofstra right now is focusing on winning those draw controls and focusing on their defense, making sure that you're pinching down, especially on some of those cutters like Shannon Holly, who we've seen before can really exploit those open lanes. That's going to be the biggest thing for the second half.
And so far, with about 5 minutes left to go in this half, as we see Alexis Green out there trying to get some extra reps, where she's had 6 saves this first half, but she's allowed 4 goals, where that'll do it. Let's go to a quick break at your halftime. The score is 7-4 in favor of the Hofstra Pride here at James M. Stewart Stadium. I'm Devin Martin. Alongside me is Connor Gibbon. We'll be back soon with the start of the second half.